most amazing artists. Today, we're going to make a perspective snowman. You're going to need 3 circles, old lids, containers that you guys can find around the classroom. They need to be 3 different sizes. One needs to be large, 1 medium, and then 1 small. So I'm using the bottom of the bowl so I can trace a smaller circle. Otherwise, it would be the same size as the cardboard circle. You're going to help each other today with the tracing process because this can be a little tricky. I don't care which way you trace as long as it's comfortable for you. For me, it's easier to put my fingers inside of this. So you want to make sure that you're clear out at the edge as close as you can get. And you're going to trace around circle 1. Oh, didn't quite get it all, so I'm just going to line it up again. Hopefully I can get it lined up. This is why you're going to help each other. Make sure that you can get all the way around. Maybe your friend holds the circle and you do the tracing, or other way around. Doesn't matter to me. Cardboard circle is second for my medium circle. And then I gotta get way down in there. I have to turn my paper. Working by yourself is much more difficult than having a friend help. Okay, easier for me to just draw that in. All right, there we go. Hopefully you don't have something quite as complicated as that. That was my smallest circle I had available. So now that you have these 3 done, you're going to go ahead and cut them out. So let's get that part done. And you can just trace those with a pencil. And the perspective that we're going to have is as if we are flying in an airplane, or we're a bird flying above a snowman. So I like to cut all of my circles out individually and take this and put it back so that other people can use it, because somebody might be able to fit another circle in there if they mess up. Slowly around, staying on your lines. Doesn't really have to be perfect. Snowmen aren't perfect. Just do your best. All right, you have your 3 circles, small, medium, and large. You're going to need, after you're done with your scissors, you can put them away. We won't need those for a little while. We're going to use a couple oil pastels to add a little color just around the edges of our snowman. Now I'm using blue because if we used white on white paper, we wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm going to go around the edge of my snowman. You could also do this with crayon if you want to try it at home. Colored pencil even. A little bit of dark blue, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of light blue right next to the dark blue. Like that. There's the first one. Same thing on all 3. going to use just the light blue on the top. This is your snowman's face. So you can use a regular Crayola marker or an ultrafine black, and you can give your snowman eyes. I'm going to make them bigger. Those are big enough. I'm going to draw in his carrot nose, and I'll color it in a minute. And his smile. I did this upside down, so there you go. Sometimes I get working and don't think about the direction always. And I'm going to go ahead and color it in with a colored pencil, just so I can get the details really easily. An oil pastel would have been really hard to use. There you have it. There's our snowman. So, you don't need a whole piece of paper. This could be a half a piece of paper. You're going to stack your circles, but our snowman is missing something. He has no scarf. He's going to be cold. What I'm going to do is take a piece of my scrap, and I don't even have to use a white piece to color it in. I could use an orange piece or whatever scrap is available. You want to make sure it's bigger than his head. So this is too small. But this is bigger, but I don't want to cover up all the other pieces either, but I want to be able to see it. So what I'm going to do, slide that out of the way for a second, is draw just around the snowman's head and then add the pieces of what would be a scarf coming off of the snowman. Like so. And then you're going to have to cut it out. Sometimes it's better to free the extra paper. I may have made this a little too big, so I might be trimming this. I'd rather make it big and be able to trim it down than make it too small and have to start all over. Oops. I kind of like the inconsistencies of this. You could have traced the medium circle that was the center ball for the snowman. You could have traced that and then just cut inside of your line a little bit to make sure it was perfect sizing. That's not really necessary. I like that. What I'm gonna do now is just kind of give myself a light little mark here. If you do that with your pencil, and then you can add in things like patterns so that your snowman's scarf is more interesting. You can do simple lines. You can make it look like it's stitched. I know you guys know how to make different line patterns. So I'm going to place that on there. Make sure it's not too big. I can still see all of my snowman. And everything looks good. I like the way he looks. If you'd like to and you have the time, you could even cut out a little black top hat for him. Let's see if I have a piece of black. Just with a little square of black construction paper, you could give your snowman, I'm not even going to draw it, I'm just going to freehand kind of cut it out. Give him a little hat, if you'd like he's looking right up at whatever is flying over top of him and they can see how cute he is. The last thing we're going to do is take all the pieces and turn them over. Since we're gluing onto this paper, I'm actually going to fold it in half because I don't need this whole piece of paper. And your teacher may decide to give you only half a sheet because you don't need a whole piece. Get those glue bottles out. Make sure they're working and open. And we're going to glue our pieces down. Oh, but first we must write our names on our blue piece of paper and turn it over. I almost forgot. It doesn't have to be blue. It really could be any color. The students want to make a choice of a few colors. If you want to pre-cut some in half for them. I'm just going to kind of make a swirl there. Figure out where I'd like my snowman on my page. He does not have to be directly in the middle. Remember that the oil pastel side needs to go down so that you put the glue on the back and then turn it over and put it down. Next is his scarf. I like to turn the whole thing over so you don't forget to put the scarf in, because that has happened before. Students will miss that, and if it's not caught fast enough, there's really no way to add it. I don't want my scarf hanging off my paper. I want it on the page, so I'm turning it so these pieces are on my paper, especially since I put glue on them already. Now I need to figure out which way I want my snowman to face. I think he needs to go like that. And then I'm going to get his little hat on. Onto his head there. I'm just going to kind of give everything a nice press down. And there you have it. Your melted snowman is perfect. Once he's all glued down, put him on the drying rack or a flat place to dry. I wouldn't suggest stacking them together so they don't get stuck together. There you have your perspective snowman. I hope you had fun.